Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Success is not about luck, talent, or waiting for the right moment. It's about discipline. The ability to wake up every single day and do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. The ability to push forward even when no one is watching. The ability to stay focused on your goals even when distractions try to pull you away. If you want to change your life, if you're tired of starting and stopping, if you're ready to finally see results, then this message is for you. Because discipline is the one thing that separates dreamers from doers. And today, I'm going to break it down for you so you can start applying it to your life, starting right now. Discipline starts with small daily habits. A lot of people think discipline means making massive, life-changing decisions all at once. They believe they need to overhaul everything in their life to become disciplined. But the truth is, discipline is built in the small, everyday actions. The little things you do consistently shape who you become. It's not about making one big decision. It's about making the right decisions over and over again, even when they seem insignificant. Think about the way you start your day. Do you wake up early and get moving, or do you hit snooze 5 times and drag yourself out of bed at the last minute? That one small decision might not seem like a big deal, but it sets the tone for the rest of your day. If you start your day with laziness and procrastination, chances are you will carry that energy into everything else you do. But if you start your day with discipline by getting up on time, making your bed, and moving with purpose, you set yourself up for success. Discipline is not about giant leaps. It's about small steps taken every single day. The way you handle the little things determines how you handle the big things. If you can't control the small habits in your daily routine, how can you expect to have the discipline to handle major responsibilities? People who succeed in life don't necessarily have more talent or better opportunities. They have better habits. They have trained themselves to be consistent in their actions even when no one is watching. Let's say you want to get in shape. You don't have to start by spending 2 hours in the gym every day. That's not sustainable. But you can start by doing something small. Maybe it's just 10 push-ups in the morning. Maybe it's choosing water instead of soda. Maybe it's walking for 15 minutes instead of sitting on the couch. These small actions might not seem like much in the moment, but over time, they build momentum. When you master the small habits, they eventually grow into bigger habits. That's how discipline works. It's like a muscle, and the more you use it, the stronger it gets. The same principle applies to your work, your goals, and your personal growth. If you want to be successful in business, in your career, or in any area of life, you need to develop small habits that push you in the right direction. Maybe that means setting aside 30 minutes a day to learn something new. Maybe it means committing to writing down your goals every morning. Maybe it's as simple as organizing your workspace at the end of each day so you start fresh the next morning. These might seem like small, almost insignificant tasks, but the people who do them consistently are the ones who see real progress. The problem most people have is that they underestimate the power of small habits. They think skipping one workout won't make a difference, or one unhealthy meal won't hurt, or I'll start tomorrow. But discipline doesn't work that way. The little things you do or don't do add up. Every time you choose to be disciplined, you build a stronger foundation. Every time you let excuses win, you make it harder to stay on track. The best way to develop discipline is to start small and stay consistent. Pick one small habit you can commit to every day. Something simple, something manageable, something you can stick to. It could be waking up at the same time every morning, drinking more water, reading for 10 minutes, or taking 5 deep breaths before reacting to stress. Whatever it is, do it daily. Once that habit becomes automatic, add another. This is how you create a disciplined mindset, one small step at a time. Success is not about making one huge life-changing decision. It's about making the right small decisions every single day. Discipline is not something you do once, it's something you practice daily. And the good news is you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. Small habits lead to big results. The people who master the small things are the ones who win in the long run. So if you want to stay disciplined daily, start small, stay consistent, and build the habits that'll take you where you want to go. Your feelings don't matter, your actions do. That's the hard truth most people don't want to hear. They think they need to feel motivated before they take action. They wait for inspiration, for the perfect mood, for the right time. But the reality is, discipline is not about how you feel, it's about what you do regardless of your emotion. Think about it. If you only worked when you felt like it, how often would you actually get things done? Some days you wake up energized and ready to go. Other days you feel tired, unmotivated, or just don't want to deal with responsibilities. If you let your emotions control your actions, you will always struggle with consistency. And if you struggle with consistency, you will struggle with success. The most disciplined and successful people in the world don't wait to feel good before they take action. They take action despite how they feel. They show up whether they're excited or exhausted. They push through the discomfort, the boredom, and the doubt because they know one thing: results come from action, not emotion. Let's say you want to get in shape. If you only go to the gym when you feel like it, you're never going to see real progress. The days you're tired, the days you're busy, the days you just don't feel like working out, those are the days that separate disciplined people from everyone else, because anyone can work hard when they're motivated. That's easy. But real discipline is about showing up on the days when you don't feel like it. This applies to every area of your life: your job, your goals, your relationships. Everything requires consistent effort. You can't build a successful business only on the days you feel excited. You can't strengthen a relationship only when it's easy. You can't grow as a person if you only put in the effort when you're in the mood. Discipline means doing what needs to be done no matter how you feel. Most people let their emotions control them. They wake up and decide what kind of day they're going to have based on their mood. If they feel tired, they take it easy. If they feel stressed, they avoid responsibilities. If they feel unmotivated, they put things off until tomorrow. But tomorrow turns into next week, next month, and eventually they look back and realize they wasted years waiting to feel ready. The truth is, if you want to achieve something, you can't afford to be controlled by your emotions. You have to control your actions. That means showing up when you're tired. It means putting in the work when you're frustrated. It means staying focused even when distractions are calling your name. It means being the type of person who follows through no matter what. You have to separate your feelings from your responsibilities. There will always be days when you don't feel like giving your best effort. But discipline is about taking action anyway. The moment you realize that your feelings don't matter, only your actions do, you become unstoppable. You stop making excuses. You stop waiting for motivation. You stop relying on emotion to determine your progress. Think about the most successful people you know. Do you think they always feel like working hard? Of course not. But they do it anyway. That's what separates them from the rest. Success is built on habits, not emotions. And the only way to build the right habits is to take action every single day, no matter how you feel. So the next time you don't feel like working on your goals, remind yourself, your feelings don't matter, your actions do. Motivation will come and go, but discipline will take you where you need to go. Winners are not people who always feel great. Winners are the ones who take action no matter what. Excuses will always be there, discipline won't. Every time you put something off, every time you come up with a reason why you can't do something, you are making a decision. You are choosing to stay where you are instead of pushing forward. The problem with excuses is that they are easy to believe. They make you feel better in the moment. They convince you that it's okay to wait, to slow down, to stop. But excuses are nothing more than distractions disguised as reasons. Think about the last time you didn't follow through on something. Maybe you told yourself you were too tired. Maybe you said you'd start tomorrow. Maybe you convinced yourself that you needed to wait for the right time. Whatever the reason was, it didn't change one simple fact. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. And that's what separates people who succeed from those who don't. People who succeed do not let excuses control them. The thing about excuses is that they always sound good when you say them. They always make perfect sense in the moment. I had a long day. I'm too busy. It's not the right time. I'll start fresh on Monday. These are the kind of things we tell ourselves to feel better about not taking action. But the truth is, none of these excuses matter. None of them help you get closer to your goals. All they do is slow you down and keep you stuck. Excuses will always be available. You will always be able to find a reason why you can't do something. But discipline, that's something you have to choose every single day. Discipline is not automatic. It's not something that just shows up when you need it. It's something you have to fight for, something you have to build. And the only way to build discipline is to stop making excuses and start taking action. Most people don't lack ability. They don't lack potential. They don't even lack opportunities. What they lack is discipline. They let their excuses control them instead of taking control of their actions. But here's the truth. If something is important to you, you will find a way. If it's not, you will find an excuse. Look at the most successful people in the world. Do you think they got there by making excuses? Do you think they skipped workouts, missed deadlines, or put things off until they felt ready? No. They showed up every single day, whether they felt like it or not. They pushed through when it was hard. They found a way to make things happen. That's the kind of mindset you need to have. You need to stop letting excuses control your life. If you're tired, do it anyway. If you don't feel like it, do it anyway. If you're busy, find a way. If you failed before, get back up and try again. That's what discipline is. It's about doing what needs to be done no matter what. Excuses will always be there. You can convince yourself that it's okay to put things off. You can tell yourself that you'll get to it later. But at some point, you have to ask yourself, how much longer am I going to let excuses run my life? How much time am I willing to waste? How many opportunities am I willing to miss? How much longer am I going to keep waiting for the perfect time that never comes? The only way to move forward is to take responsibility for your actions. Stop making excuses. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop telling yourself that you'll do it later. Because later turns into never. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize that all those excuses did nothing but hold you back. You have a choice to make. You can either keep making excuses or you can start making progress. You can keep waiting for the right moment or you can take action right now. You can keep telling yourself why you can't or you can decide that you will. Discipline doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you choose to show up no matter what. It happens when you refuse to let excuses control you. It happens when you decide that your goals are more important than your comfort. So the next time you catch yourself making an excuse, stop and ask yourself, is this excuse helping me or is it holding me back? If it's holding you back, let it go. Push through, take action, because excuses will always be there. But discipline, that's something you have to build. And the only way to build it is to stop making excuses and start showing up every single day. Success is built on habits, not luck. If you look at the most successful people in the world, you'll notice something. They don't rely on luck, motivation, or talent alone. They build habits that push them forward every single day. They don't wake up hoping for success. They wake up and work for it. And the reason they succeed isn't because they were handed opportunities. It's because they developed the discipline to repeat the right actions over and over again until success became inevitable. Think about anything you've ever gotten good at. Maybe it was learning a skill, improving at your job, or getting better at a sport. Whatever it was, it didn't happen overnight. You didn't wake up one morning and suddenly become great at it. You got better because you repeated the process day after day until it became second nature. That's what habits do. They take something difficult and make it automatic. Now, look at the people who struggle to succeed. They may have big goals, big dreams, and big ambitions, but they lack the habits to back them up. They start strong, but after a few days or weeks, they slow down. They lose motivation. They tell themselves they'll try again later, and before they know it, they're back where they started. Why? Because they never built the habits that would carry them forward when motivation ran out. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. One day you feel inspired and the next you don't. If you only take action when you feel motivated, you will never be consistent. But if you build the right habits, you won't need motivation. You'll take action because it's what you do, not because you feel like it. That's what discipline means. Every successful person has a set of habits that keep them on track. They wake up at the same time every day. They stick to a routine. They set goals and follow through. They don't allow distractions to take them off course. These habits are not optional for them. They don't decide whether or not to follow them based on how they feel. They do them because it's who they are. That's the difference between people who achieve their goals and people who don't. The ones who succeed don't rely on willpower or luck. They create systems that push them forward even when they don't feel like it. They structure their lives in a way that makes success the only option. Think about someone who wants to get in shape. If they have to convince themselves to work out every day, they're going to struggle. But if they build a habit, if they wake up and hit the gym at the same time every morning, no matter what, then it becomes part of their routine. Eventually, they don't have to think about it, they just do it. That's how powerful habits are. They remove the need for constant decision making. They take away the struggle. They turn discipline into second nature. The same principle applies to any goal. Whether you want to grow your business, improve your finances, or become a better version of yourself, your success will depend on your daily habits. If you build strong habits, success is automatic. If you don't, you will always struggle to stay consistent. The challenge is that building new habits takes effort. At first, it's uncomfortable. It feels unnatural. Your mind and body resist change. You'll have days when you don't want to follow through. But if you push past that resistance and stay consistent, it gets easier. Your brain adapts, your body adjusts, your mindset shifts, and eventually what once felt difficult becomes part of who you are. Most people quit before they get to that point. They give up when things get hard. They tell themselves they're not built for it, but the truth is anyone can build strong habits. It's not about being gifted or special. It's about being disciplined enough to push through the hard days until the process becomes natural. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be consistent. Small actions done every day lead to massive results over time. If you build habits that move you forward, success is inevitable. If you don't, success will always feel out of reach. So ask yourself, what habits are you building? Are you creating routines that push you forward, or are you letting distractions and bad habits hold you back? Are you making success automatic, or are you relying on motivation that fades? Because at the end of the day, success isn't about luck, it's about the habits you build and repeat every single day. The people you surround yourself with will either push you forward or pull you back. You may not realize it, but your environment, your friends, your family, your co-workers, the people you spend the most time with, plays a huge role in your success. If you are surrounded by people who lack ambition, who make excuses, who settle for less, then it's only a matter of time before their mindset starts rubbing off on you. But if you surround yourself with winners, with people who are disciplined, focused, and striving for more, then you will naturally start adopting those same habits. Think about it like this. If you put a strong fish in a dirty tank, no matter how strong that fish is, it will eventually get sick. The environment matters. You could be the most hardworking, dedicated person, but if you spend your time around people who are negative, who don't push themselves, who don't believe in growth, then their energy will affect you. You might start doubting yourself. You might start taking breaks when you should be pushing forward. You might start thinking, maybe I don't need to work that hard. That's how dangerous the wrong environment can be. Now, on the other hand, when you surround yourself with disciplined, motivated people, everything changes. When you're around people who wake up early, set goals, and take action, that energy becomes contagious. You don't even have to try. It just becomes a part of who you are. You see them making progress, and it pushes you to do the same. You hear their conversations, and it shifts your mindset. You watch their discipline, and it makes you step up your own game. The truth is, we are all influenced by the people we spend the most time with. If your friends spend their days complaining, blaming others, and making excuses, then you will naturally start picking up those same behaviors. Even if you don't mean to, it happens. But if your circle is full of people who take responsibility, who push themselves every day, who don't let excuses get in their way, then you will be influenced by that instead. Look around at your circle. Are the people around you pushing you toward your goals, or are they distracting you from them? Do they challenge you to be better, or do they keep you stuck? Are they building something meaningful, or are they wasting time? These are hard questions, but they matter, because at the end of the day, you can't afford to be in an environment that pulls you down. If you want to stay disciplined every day, you need to be around people who live that way. You need to put yourself in environments that support your growth. That means spending time with people who have a strong work ethic. That means listening to conversations that inspire you. That means limiting your time with people who are stuck in negativity. It doesn't mean you have to cut people off completely, but you do have to be mindful of how much influence they have over you. Some people will try to pull you back without even realizing it. They'll tell you to relax, to take it easy, to stop working so hard. They'll say things like, Why are you always so busy? Or you're doing too much. But the truth is, they're only saying that because they don't understand what you're working toward. They don't see the vision you see. They don't have the same drive. And if you're not careful, their words will start getting into your head. The best thing you can do is make sure you are constantly feeding your mind with the right influences. That means reading books that challenge you, watching content that teaches you something valuable, and engaging in conversations that push you to grow. If you don't have the right people around you in real life, find them online. Learn from successful people. Study their habits. Absorb their mindset, because the more you expose yourself to success, the more natural it will become for you. You need people in your life who hold you accountable, people who don't let you make excuses, people who remind you of your goals when you start to slip. Those are the kind of relationships that will take you to the next level. And if you don't have those people yet, start looking for them. Go to places where disciplined, ambitious people gather. Join groups, attend events, connect with mentors. Put yourself in rooms where people are doing better than you, because that's how you grow. Success is not just about what you do. It's about who you surround yourself with. Your environment has the power to shape your future. It can either make discipline easy or make it nearly impossible. So if you're serious about staying disciplined, take a good look at your circle. Make sure the people around you are pushing you forward, not holding you back. Discipline is not about being perfect every day. It's about getting back on track when you slip. Too many people think that discipline means never making a mistake, never feeling lazy, never skipping a step. But that's not how it works. Everybody stumbles. Even the most successful, hardworking people in the world have days when they don't feel like doing anything. The difference is they don't let one bad day turn into a bad week, a bad month, or a bad year. They recognize when they slip and they correct it immediately. The truth is, life is going to test you. You're going to wake up some days feeling unmotivated. You're going to hit roadblocks. You're going to experience setbacks. But discipline is what keeps you moving forward even when things don't go perfectly. It's not about never messing up. It's about knowing how to bounce back when you do. Think about it like this. If you're driving somewhere and you take a wrong turn, what do? You don't just sit there and say, well, I messed up. Guess I'll just stay lost. No, you turn around and get back on track. That's exactly how discipline works. If you fall off track for a day or even a week, don't let that become your new normal. Correct yourself and keep going. A lot of people get caught up in guilt when they mess up. They feel bad about missing a workout, about procrastinating on a task, about not sticking to their plan. And instead of fixing it right away, they let that guilt turn into more inaction. They start thinking, I already messed up, so what's the point? That's the mindset that destroys progress. You have to train yourself to move past mistakes quickly. A bad day doesn't define you. A bad moment doesn't mean you're failing. The only real failure is giving up completely. The key to bouncing back is to recognize patterns. What usually causes you to lose discipline? Is it stress? Is it distractions? Is it a lack of planning? Pay attention to what trips you up so you can prepare for it next time. If you know that being tired makes you skip workouts, then adjust your schedule to work out earlier in the day. If you know that social media distracts you from work, then set limits on your screen time. The more aware you are of your weak spots, the easier it becomes to avoid falling into the same traps. Another powerful tool for getting back on track is having a system in place. When you have a routine, it's easier to reset yourself after a slip up. That's why successful people rely on habits instead of motivation. Motivation comes and goes, but habits keep you moving. If you've built a habit of waking up early and working on your goals, then even if you miss a day, your body and mind will naturally want to return to that routine. One of the biggest lessons in discipline is learning how to forgive yourself quickly. Beating yourself up over mistakes is a waste of energy. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, focus on what you can do right now to get back on track. If you skipped a workout, go do a short one right now. If you wasted hours procrastinating, spend the next 30 minutes being productive. The faster you take action, the easier it is to break out of the cycle of guilt and inaction. You also have to shift your mindset when it comes to failure. Too many people see failure as the end, but failure is just part of the process. Every successful person you admire has failed multiple times. The difference is they didn't stop, they learned, they adjusted, and they kept going. If you want to stay disciplined, you have to accept that failure is part of the journey. The key is not letting failure keep you stuck. Another thing that helps is having people in your corner who keep you accountable. When you're on your own, it's easy to justify slipping up. But when you have a mentor, a coach, or a group of like-minded people, they won't let you make excuses. Surround yourself with people who push you to stay on track. And if you don't have that support system yet, find one. Join a group, get a mentor, connect with people who have the discipline you want to develop. You also have to remind yourself why you started in the first place. When you lose discipline, it's often because you've lost sight of your goal. Go back to your why. Why did you start this journey? What are you working toward? What will staying disciplined help you achieve? Keep your vision clear, because when you're focused on your end goal, it's much easier to pull yourself back on track. At the end of the day, discipline is not about being perfect. It's about consistency. It's about knowing that one mistake doesn't mean you have to give up. It's about trusting yourself to keep going no matter what. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who refuse to quit. So if you slip up, don't dwell on it. Reset, refocus, and get back to work. Because as long as you keep getting back up, you will never lose.